plural marriage, what I know about it, I wonder if I would do it again.
As Sister Wives fans, we are known to rewatch this series as a lot of us find it to be a comfort show of sorts. It's good for background noise if you're doing housework or other tasks. The other day, I was rewatching season 15, and I was really struck by just how gnarly that season is. Seriously, if you haven't rewatched season 15, you should. This is the season that the COVID-19 pandemic hits. The season starts out business as usual, and then we experience this complete family fracture, with Cody descending into a really dark place and acting like a total asshole. The pandemic was really stressing this dude out, and I can only imagine the amount of hysteria he was under, keeping his primary residence at the McMansion. I think Cody let the mask slip because there was no film crew present, so it was easier to forget you were actually filming at times. But the craziest thing about season 15 is that this is when Christine is really putting her ducks in a row to get the heck out of Flagstaff. And what is wild is she had no way of knowing if that would mean the end of the show, at least for her anyway. She could not have predicted that there would be this renewed fervor in watching the OG3 find their voices and their independence after all these years, but that's how badly she wanted out of her marriage to Cody. That was a risk, and I'm so happy to see that it paid off for her. By early 2020, the Browns are a couple years into living in Flagstaff. Mary has settled into her position on the periphery of the family, and Janelle has remained her reliably low-maintenance self. But now it's not just Christine complaining about favoritism, it's also the kids. And Janelle takes on the very tall order of trying to bridge the gap of communication between her family members, a journey that she will undertake for the entire season. Like I said, season 15 is a gnarly watch. We have a lot to talk about. Let's get into today's video. Hey everyone, what's up? It's Sarah and welcome back to my channel. This video is going to be voice over commentary, but don't you worry, you can take a gander at my face as we hear from the sponsor of today's video. I am so excited to talk to you about the sponsor of today's video, Rocket Money. Rocket Money is the personal finance app that helps you cancel subscriptions, lower bills, and manage your money better. I am always trying to adult better, and Rocket Money helps me out immensely. One of my favorite features that Rocket Money offers is that they show you all the subscriptions that you are paying for. I thought I was pretty on top of things, but I was surprised to learn that I didn't actually cancel my Walmart Plus subscription when I thought I had a couple months earlier. If it wasn't for Rocket Money, who knows when I would have figured that out. I'm also using Rocket Money to budget better so I can get serious about saving for some home renovations my husband and I want to get started on. Your girl wants some new floors. Take control of your finances today. Go to rocketmoney.com/realitysquad to get started for free. That's rocketmoney.com/realitysquad and you can get started for free. Thank you, Rocket Money, for sponsoring this video. I was just watching McKelty's last read-along on her Patreon where she read Janelle's chapter from the sorority section of the Becoming Sister Wives book. In that chapter, Janelle talks about the time that she actually left the family for several months prior to the family moving into that triplex house in Lehigh. Janelle was very unhappy in the tight living quarters that they were in, and she was unhappy with how she was being treated, and she left the toxicity. McKelty says she remembers this vividly. She remembers being separated from her siblings, and she remembers the argument that spurred this departure from Janelle. It wasn't until Cody came to Janelle with this proposition of a triplex home where they'd all be living together, but the households would all have their own autonomy of sorts, that Janelle started to entertain the idea of coming back into the fold. And Janelle writes about their time in that Lehigh house as being the most ideal time in their family's history. I bring this up because by Janelle's own track record, I don't think she would disingenuously try to keep this family together if there was nothing there worth saving for her. I think she saw value in the family unit, and in season 15, she saw the decades of work they had put into this family start to fall apart. She didn't want all of that to be for nothing, so she makes a concerted effort in season 15, starting from the very first episode, to get everyone to pull their heads out of their asses. The problem for poor Janelle was that while I believe her intentions to be genuine, I think Cody and Robin's motives were anything but. I think Mary was too far gone in Cody's mind to even be a factor into the equation, and even more unfortunate, for some reason, Christine seemed to bear the wrath of Cody for all of the, quote, rebelling that his children were doing. I noticed in one of the final episodes of season 15, Christine and Isabel talked to Cody about her surgery, which Cody refers to as them wanting to take a vacation, and in that very same episode, Janelle is talking to him about traveling to be with Madison for when EVK, their grandchild, has her surgery. Cody is angry with Christine for wanting to be so risky, but he reacts more saddened about not being able to see Janelle for a couple months. It's very interesting, the different reactions for essentially self-isolating from family members for the same reason: necessary medical procedures. But before we get to the end of season 15, we need to go back to the beginning when in the season opener, we address the pink elephant in the room. Janelle gathers all the adults to get their temperature for where they stood with their faith and their commitment to plural marriage, and Cody's answer was shocking.
So I've been thinking, how do I start this? Because I need to communicate where I'm coming from. And I guess I want to say is, why did you enter the principle?
Wow, okay.
I mean, I did it because I love the whole idea of the whole family.
I like the example that my grandmas were, for sure.
I've thought about this a lot lately, that I didn't want to be an advocate of plural marriage anymore because I am more aware now than I ever was before the apparent and obvious unfairness in the relationship. I have all the love I want, and you guys sometimes feel like you're pining constantly.
Janelle points out the very obvious, that the family was negatively affected by the move to Las Vegas. The Lehigh house was an ideal that all the older kids remember positively, but of course Robin takes this to mean she was the beginning of the end for this family, which is also true. But what has always struck me about this sit down was Cody being so upfront about the state of the family and his feelings about plural marriage. He says he recognizes the obvious unfairness and that he has all the love he wants, and he knows that his wives are often left pining for more. What he didn't say was that he had any intention on remedying that. He just wanted us to know that he knew that we knew that he was a shitty husband. After this, the Browns, along with the rest of the country, go into COVID lockdown mode, and life as they knew it was never the same again. Janelle, Christine, and Mary have kids of varying ages living all over the country, yet they were expected to lock themselves up inside their home. The only one who actually did that was Mary, and we see that it did her absolutely no good as she still wasn't allowed to fraternize with the McMansions. As we approach the end of season 15, Janelle gathers everyone again to talk about how they could better communicate, and again, Cody is a big ol' pissy pants.
Problem is I don't want to write anything down there because I don't give a anymore. Well, every time we get together, we end up in these really, really bad places. I don't care, sometimes. I've just stopped trying. I've just stopped trying to get the family united and get us all going the same direction. We've been sitting here arguing about this over and over, and I'm just done with it.
For as image conscious as Cody is, he sure says a whole lot of shit on camera that I have to imagine he will come to regret. Calling your family an obstacle to your goals when you're a fundamental polygamist and your goal, as you have professed, is reaching the highest levels of the celestial kingdom. And in order to do that, you kind of need a family. Would Cody have said that if he was in front of the traditional camera crew he's used to having? It makes me wonder. So Utah passes a law at this time that decriminalizes polygamy, and Christine sees this as an opportunity to move back. She brings it up to Cody and then thinks that Cody will back her when she brings this up to the group. This is where we end this season with Christine declaring that she doesn't want to be married to Cody anymore. And Mary tells her to just look at the mountain.
Mary, I can't do marriage with Cody anymore. I don't want to.
Just look at the mountain.
I don't want to do it anymore.
This stays an iconic Sister Wives moment. I am so freaking proud of Christine here because, like I said earlier, she had no idea if this would mean her time on the show and therefore her financial security would be jeopardized. All she cared about was getting out of this miserable marriage. She was no longer going to settle for the breadcrumbs Cody threw her way, and she was no longer going to cover for him in the eyes of her kids. I know Cody was the one who yelled it in season 18, but I think it's here in season 15 that Christine, Janelle, and Mary really start showing the world what con artists Robin and Cody are. And I think some of that was intentional trolling and some of it was inadvertent. As always, you guys, let me know your thoughts down in the comments. Make sure you like this video and subscribe to my channel. Be sure to check out my second channel, Sarah Spills. A link for that will be in the description of this video. Follow me on Instagram, Threads, and X at Reality Squad, and I will catch you guys in the next video. Take care. Have a good one. Much love.